Good morning. Time for another. I don't know if it's really going to be a rant. My stomach's hurting pretty bad, so probably can't get too excited anyway. But just something that I've had on my mind, on my heart. It seems like today people really struggle with accepting responsibility for the issues and problems they have in their life. Let me share a little bit of my testimony with you. At 18 years old, I joined the military, being your typical preacher's kid, and being in such a strong Pentecostal upbringing, we wasn't allowed to go to ball games, movies, wasn't even allowed to chew gum. And I'm not, first thing I want you to understand, for a long time, I related all the issues that I had based on that really hard upbringing. But I just want to say that, well, I got to drinking a lot, got in a fight with the charge of quarters, then I got in a fight with 5 MPs. Now, I had an impeccable work record. A really good work record, because I was raised, when you go to work, you show up to work. You didn't goof off, you didn't play around, you went to work. We're missing that today. That's a big issue we have. People are, sitting around saying, well, I'm only going to give you $8 an hour worth. Come on, man. If you want to make more money, you got to work harder. And I always raise my kids and people that I mentor, never let anybody outwork you. Never let anybody outwork you. If you're going to show up beside me on a day to work, you better pack an extra lunch, because I'm going to do everything I can to work harder than you. Why? Because I know that in order to get ahead in life, I've worked my way out of so many messes. But that's not what this rant's about. I ended up getting in a lot of trouble. Almost went to military prison. My work record's what saved me. I ended up getting a general discharge under honorable conditions, which was basically, hey, you're not cut out for military life, go home. And so I went home, and then turned around. I get a really good job down in the Virgin Islands. I really did well there because I worked hard. I ended up being a level 2 radiographer, an industrial radiographer down in the Virgin Islands. Did that for a while, come home and did that. But there was just always drinking and drugs. And I would always blame all those issues based on how hard my daddy was on me as a child. I blamed it. And instead of accepting responsibility, I blamed it. One day I wake up, I'm 26, I'm 300 pounds, I got type 2 diabetes, I'm sick. If I hadn't made a change, I would have died. And we don't want to do that. I failed in 2 marriages. Failed. You know why? Because I was a bad husband, especially in the first one. I worked all the time. I thought that if I could make enough money, hire a nanny, hire a maid, buy expensive cars, get them everything they wanted, they didn't need me. They needed me. Because we didn't have a whole lot growing up. And I wanted a lot. I wanted success. And we're going to get into that in the next Bible study. But I refused to accept responsibility. Up to one point, I was like, look, if I don't make a change, I'm going to eat myself to death. I'm going to keep doing dope until I am going to die. You don't know the times that I would walk in that 6,000 square foot house so high I couldn't see straight. Go do a couple more lines of Oxycontin. Go in there and look at my kids and go, you know what? God, I know this is the last. I'm fixing to go to bed, and I'm going to have a respiratory issue. I'm never going to wake up again. God, if you will allow me to make it through the night, I'll never do dope again. But see, the problem was, the reason I couldn't get better, I would get up in the morning and do dope again, is because I refused to accept responsibility for my issues. I wanted to blame my daddy. I wanted to blame some stuff that happened, some horrible stuff that happened to me when I was a kid. Bad stuff, bad, really bad stuff that happened to me as a kid. As a kid, I was bitter. I couldn't forgive, all that stuff. And I just refused to accept responsibility. until a person accepts responsibility for where they're at in life, they can never get better. And I know bad things happen. I know that my dad was too hard, but he done what he thought was best for me. And I'm thankful for my dad. I talk to him every day. I love my dad. I have a close relationship with my dad. But for a long time, I blamed him. I blamed what happened to me as a kid that forced me into trying to cover that up with the dope. You know, where you're at in life because of the decisions you make. We're all going to have adversity. If we respond correctly, everything goes well. If we respond wrong, everything goes wrong. Cain and Abel, God looked at Cain and asked Cain, said, why is your countenance falling? In other words, why are you looking like you're looking? Don't you know that if you respond well, everything will be okay? But if you don't respond well, sin is lying at the door, and its desire is to overcome, to master, to control, and to destroy you. You've got to learn how to make the right decision in adversity. And when you pile wrong decision upon wrong decision, you end up like I did. The feds show up. 30 months in federal prison. And I'd accepted responsibility. And that's where I started in 2007. When they showed up and they hauled me away, that's when I accepted responsibility for my actions at 39 years old. And I decided to say, hey, I can't keep blaming people. If I want to get better, I got to accept responsibility. And I did. And every day when I walked in that chow hall, and there would be uncooked beans, rocks in the beans, Band-Aids in the beans, uncooked rice, just bad food. They took beef out and they were feeding us turkey, and it literally the bag says not meant for human consumption. I'm not joking. I saw the bags, and you'd walk into that chow hall and it would smell so bad it was hard to eat, but that's all you had. You didn't have nothing else to eat. If you didn't eat that, you would have starved to death. And I would bow my head and I would thank God for the food that He provided for me. And I refuse to complain. Man, we got little bitty problems as Christians being beat to death all around the world, and you're complaining because your power bill's too high. I got an idea. Cut the light switch off. Don't get me started. Accept responsibility. If you want to get better, if you want to be better, if you want to do better, step one. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, humbling yourself is saying, hey, I made this mess. I made the mess. I failed as a father. I failed as a husband. And the only way I could ever become a man that God is pleased with is by accepting responsibility for my action. So that's my rant. Stop your whining. Come on, man. You got a sore knee. Somebody ain't got a leg. This whole fat shaming thing, please. Man, when I was fat, I was fat. I'm not going to let anybody hurt my feelings. I mean, what's up with that? We're so super sensitive. What aggravates the stew out of me? Everybody's waiting to be offended. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what other people think. You got to get over it. Accept responsibility. Accept responsibility. Do something today. Today, because tomorrow never comes. Well, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start reading my Bible tomorrow. I'm going to start praying tomorrow. I'm going to start eating right tomorrow. I'm going to get to the gym tomorrow. When tomorrow gets here, it's today. So start today. 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 Today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And stop being such a crybaby. I mean, come on. Come on. Stop it. God bless you.